I'm my mother's son, so whenever I rise, it's always her shine in my eyes, and she raised this voice Christian. So all these poems have at least one amen in it. Can I get an amen? Amen. Because back in the days, I believed in God. And then I started believing in myself. Nowadays, I dream big enough to try believing in both at the same time. I'm kind of allergic to nuts. I wear dog tags. I act like it's a rosary. I know my right side. I don't know my left. I've done more sports than states I've been to. I fight hard and love hard enough to break my own heart in half. I'm National Guard, so I'm part-time soldier, full-time pissed off. I've fired more bullets than hands I've shook. I've had so many guns in my mouth I can spit out a full clip. So when I love someone, trust I hold them with a full grip, and I'm bad at lying. Most days, and even worse, at dealing with the truth, and the truth is, I feel like a car accident that keeps waking up in the morning, and the morning is never done. No matter how many yesterdays I've had, I'm good. There's so many things, can do it all with a whole family tree tied behind my back, and still feel like a really small fish on a really big table. I can have skin, may have gold, and still confuse it for rust. I'm a dragon, in denial of my own flame. My voice is a fairy tale I'm still trying to believe in. I hate talking about myself, but I'm really good at the things I hate, and sometimes I'm so hard on myself that tomorrow always feels like a miracle sent to the wrong address. I mean, we all heard the saying, practice makes perfect. And I've had to practice being broken for so long, you couldn't fix me if you tried, and I 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 tried. But all that aside, my name's Rashad, and you have no idea how nice it is to meet you. I'm actually from Jersey City, born and raised. Now I live in Paterson. I've been here for more than a year now. And there's something we did in Jersey City, and something I still do. So if you all would love to do this alongside me, it'd make me feel warm inside. And I like feeling warm inside. And hopefully you like me feeling warm inside, so I can warm you all up in return. When I say day by day, I would love for everyone to respond, we're getting better and better. Can you do that for me? Okay. Thank you. Day by day? We're getting better. Okay, I felt the energy right here. I love that. I love that. I felt like I was in Paterson over here. The rest of y'all felt like Bayonne, felt like Woodbridge, you know? Let's channel that Paterson energy. I said day by day. We're getting better. Yes, we are. I'm going to do a few more pieces for you, and no one's been brave enough to hop up on this open mic list. So until that happens, y'all just gotta deal with me. We scream, we fight, we do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, we do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, we do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, we do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, we do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, we do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, and do it every night. I said we scream, we fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and we fight their wars. I said we scream and fight and swing their swords, and we shoot their guns, and we live our lives. Said we scream and fight and do it all the time, and fought like families do. Said we scream and fight and did it through the night, through the dark, the times that were so hard. Said we screamed and fought, and while our hearts, they beat themselves up and broke. Said we screamed and fought because we were broke. We were tossed at, we were tossed out, We were laughed at, so we scream and fight, and now we laugh back, said we scream and fight, and laugh so hard, said we scream and fight, and my heart beats deep, deep as the waters that families drowned and scream and fight like the people that can't, like the people that lost all their lives, said we scream and fight, our whole dang lives, said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. I said we scream and fight, and do it every night. Yeah. Thank y'all for that. I'm not tired, you are. I'm gonna do one more piece, and then we're gonna keep it moving. Yeah, check this out. Day by day.
We get better and better.
I got y'all slipping.
Basketball.
Okay, I got you, Quinn. Thank you. This one is a dedication to my father. It's called Ode to Basketball. He just got out of the hospital pretty recently, and I just got off the phone with him before I got here today. So, it's just a celebration of my pops because he's still alive. Yeah. When slavery was castrated, we didn't have nothing except the balls. So we took our limbs, turned them into the same whips that molded us. My bones are as fluid as those of my ancestors whose souls still roam the Nile. And then we took our double-dutch gymnastics and our hopscotch acrobatics and we fused them to make basketball. This urban symphony of body language, singing eloquent soliloquies on the ball in some net. We took the swing out of jazz and put that hit in our wrist, and this all happens right here on these courts. We're both judged and jewelry adorned, and b-ball shorts are all shirts and colorful jerseys, plastered across our chests like spray paint, with sweatbands worn like curbside crowns. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. I shot that dude right in his face with 3 seconds on the clock in the bottom of the fourth quarter. I swear I'd do it again. After all, that's what my father did. On them back alley playgrounds in Newark, New Jersey. My pops was out there popping shots from anywhere, from the back door of the pass train to the middle passage of the unemployment line. And I inherited that Brick City jump shot. It's ingrained in the concrete of my blood, and these handles trace back to the Congo. This 3-point shot used to be a hunter's javelin throw from nations away, touched down on these very streets while the pump faked. It's an invention of Nat Turner himself. His final yes sir before slitting Master's throat. I swear, I've even seen crossovers, versing and tap dance maneuvers of the early break. I'm telling y'all better find your roots in these skills, fam. You see, us basketball players will always have a home. The Underground Railroad of my generation can be found anywhere with a basketball and a box crate, or any porch, any packed parking lot, any playground. So when you fall, learn from the ball and bounce back. And you take that blow. Post up on the foul line. And think of the millions of suicides that came before you. Think of the fast break in the bones of so many people just like you. Think of everything you ever had, everything you ever wanted, everything you did not get. And put it all into that one final shot.
Word. Yes, we are. Yeah. Paterson over here. Paterson over here. Yeah. Waterfall energy. You love that. But now that that's done, now that you have all embraced and gotten through me, now you can have fun and enjoy the people that are actually out here on this open mic, the brave souls, more brave than me, but I'm just doing my job. These people, they just got passion, you know? So give a warm round of applause for the first person on this open mic. Bob De Donato. More than that, take your time, take your time. He's not here yet. Come on, yeah.
A little intimidated here.
Why?
I brought 5 poems with me that I've written over the years. The first one is an Easter poem titled Annunciation. I wonder how much was revealed in Gabriel's pronouncement made. Had you but known the handmaid's tale, still give consent him to conceive. If mindful you within your soul to Bethlehem your journey lead, thus birth the word in not a barn, still give consent him to conceive? Did you perceive a homage 3 in following their star that night, would cause lament for Rachel's brood, still give consent him to conceive? Knew when to Egypt took your flight, Emmanuel sprung from your womb. To light the world would pierce your heart, still give consent him to conceive. If made aware that fateful hour when Gabriel's pronouncement came, the hate, the scorn, the crown of thorns, to die alone nailed to a tree, I wonder truly every year, still give consent him to conceive? Second one is titled Till Death Do Us Part. And I wrote this as a homage every time I hear about a first responder who was killed in action not long after getting married. So, till death do us part. The day we said I do, we both reluctantly acknowledged this dismal day would someday surely come. Would come, we surely thought, but only after a lifetime of hastening through the plans we'd rushed to build as one. What always seemed so far ahead, we held our tongues and never said, what in our hearts we knew to dread, that one day one of us would have to stand alone. Today I picked some yellow roses, an orchid and a sprig of baby's breath. I left them on the porch to dry my tears and to remind me, this time you'll not be coming home again. I'm singly on my own, so long before we planned. The day we vowed I do, we did not know how quickly one of us would have to go before our time. The hill that overlooks the shadowed valley, beneath an ancient willow tree. The threshold we could never cross together, I'll walk you there in black, I'll say my prayers, while wondering all the while, how did these few short years fly by so fast? What brought us far too quickly to this last unfair goodbye? This one, this is a poem I wrote when I was in college, actually. I was taking a class on poetry and social movement, and like an idiot, I decided to pick euthanasia as my topic. And I couldn't find a poem, so I wrote one. This is called For Pity's Sake. I tried to save you, morning dove. Your wing was broken when I found you in the road. Your eyes were filled with sand so that you could not see the hand that gently raised you from the curb. How labored was your breath. Moved by true compassion, morning dove, for pity's sake, I should have ended your anguish there in the street. I could have stopped your pointless struggle with one swift twist. Your pain was so great. Instead, I took you home. I rinsed your eyes, bathed you in warm water, splinted your mangled wing. I wrapped you in a terry towel and nestled you in a cardboard box I'd lined with downy fleece. There I left you to rest, to recover, to rally, to heal. Intent to see you fly again, determined I could will you back to health. I tried my best to save you, morning dove. Why did you die before I returned? Okay, and if I don't explain this one, you'll think it's about something that it's not about. It's titled Lady Diana's Ecole. I wrote this in honor of one of my closest friends, Diana, who struggled with bipolar disorder all of her life and was an accomplished journalist and writer, had a stellar career and died in her 50s from breast cancer. And she was my Lady Diana. I set myself to sail upon a comet, thus see firsthand each asteroid and planet, loop slowly round the sun in golden splendor, my trail a tale of mystery and grandeur. The memory I hold of the beginning tells nothing that I know about the ending. As comet wind each course my passage alters, I learn in time the secrets that God authors. Inspired by my core of frozen water, extended hands melt hearts where others falter. My fate reflects the phase of distant moons while destiny selects unlikely blooms. I view anew the hazards of each omen, must hide my head in shame of time forgotten, to gaze upon the stars and constellations and congregate among their populations. What battles I have waged brought lassitude, but calmed my battered brow with altitude. Events I've heralded without control, no prophecy of rain gone unforetold. My regal robes stained red by royal sully, as wide-eyed wonder amplified life's folly. To set one's fate to sail upon a comet, and in the end collide with the gas giant. Okay, last one. Oh, thank you. A little folder. I was a lot younger when I wrote this one also. This is an ode to long before the internet, when you went to a bar to meet people. It's called The Bazaar Waltz. It's a portmanteau of bazaar, as in marketplace, and bizarre, as in weird. Hold me 1 second, a few moments longer. I know we just met, but you are much stronger than I. Enhanced by your glances, the chances I've taken, the others forsaken, at least for tonight. Some sudden unfolding, beholden to no one, unspoken, a showing of carnal delight. The whirl of the dancers, romancers stripped naked, encircled by smiles of sidestepping lust. In trust for the moment, exiled in an hour, our potent desires destroyed with a blush. Do not hesitate just because we are strangers. Life's intimate details direct our ballet. You share all your secrets, I speak of my passions, though I don't know your phone, your address, or your name. Express no regrets. Embrace fate expectations. Predestined encounters forge fate's future friends. Please, pretend when you leave no one has been deceived, that this ballroom bat meeting will come to an end. Stay 1 second longer, young stranger, sweet lover. My poor stranded soul stands alone in the dark. I'm scared of the shadows and can't bear the parting, for you are much stronger than I.
Solid read. Give him another round of applause. Clap for bravery. Clap like this is Paterson. Yeah. Why didn't the first floor trust the second floor? It was always up to something. The next performer is going to be better than my jokes. You know, you got to set the bar, you know, real up. But give a warm round of applause for someone that's going to raise that bar up and past the sky. Let's hear from my band, Jacqueer. All right. Thank you, Brother Rashad. Appreciate that. Wow. Hello, everyone. Everyone's good? All right. I'm going to be brief, but I first want to acknowledge each and every artist who has blessed this mic and will bless this mic tonight. Can we give them a round of applause? And I appreciate sharing this space and time with you as we are here on the ancestral lands of the Muncie Lenape peoples. And I just want to share a piece with you all. Can I do that? Is that cool?
Yes,
All right. You know, with all the problems that we have, in this world, in society, one fact remains, and that is, in the midst of it all, we are the solution. And that's what this piece is aptly entitled. Oops, my bad.
If I'm not the key, then I'm the heart of my city. Trailblazing through streets where the mind culture is gritty. Savage apparatus, political malpractice, chasing that money just to reach that status. Money empower us, but love should empower us. Don't make it rain in the club. Glory should shower us, because hate will hire us. Peace will acquire us. Greed will quieten us, but freedom relies on us. Well, it's freedom or jail. Because we've been the victims of a corporate political cell, rotten to hell. But if it's freedom time, ring the liberty bell. Full focus, full scope, mixed knowledge and no hope. Brothers and sisters dying in society, hung by a rope. So what's the solution to the psychological prostitution? Brothers dying from senseless violence and street wars, or by forces of the law, or over powder and rocks, where brothers and sisters in Africa, Asia, and Latin America are slaving for warlords, dictators, corporations, and warlords and mines and sweatshops. It's like hawks and vultures. It's a continuous exploitation of the Afro-Asian and Latin cultures. Home of the brave, land taken from the natives was built on the backs of slaves from cradle to grave, institutionalizing equality and still tell us how to behave. And then you got the European and African atrocities. Ethnocide, menticide, democracy, hypocrisies, genocide, suicide, corporation monopolies, government settling in dispossession, killing women, children, and kin, using scientists, anthropologists, social scientists, sociologists, and using soil scientists and foresters, as a deforester and all our foresters, biologists being used as psychologists, geologists, all being used by economists with time it is. It's time to wake up and stop all this violence, this animosity, bellicosity, and ferocity. Look, I'm also locked in a cell, but it's not stopping me because I believe we can be who we want and what we dream. I say this to all congregations, to every single soul and to every single nation. Imagine what we could be if we raise all of humanity, because it's one life, one love, one truth, one family. Thank you. Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
If you like that piece. You can find it. Actually a part of my debut ebook entitled Defiance and Desperation. It is available. Thank you. Barnes and Nobles, Apple Books, Kobo. I listen, it's even in other countries. It's in Italia, it's in Biblio. Yes. So you check it out there. Also, the documentary of the performances I gave here in this space entitled Defiance and Desperation is on YouTube today. You can check it out. And it was hosted by the amazing Queen Talina Lachelle. She is in it. So absolutely, you can follow me on Instagram at I am Jacquair, that is Jaquair. And on Facebook at Jacquair, Jaquair. Or go to our website, www.iamjacquair.com.
Got so much information, how dare you not give it out? Come on. It's come to my attention that I must advertise and do my job as host. We are hosting a fundraiser called the Great Gatsby Garden Gala. That's going to be on May 21st from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Garrett Mountain Boathouse. If you'd like more information, follow us at WordSeed. Give a warm round of applause for WordSeed for putting this together. You'll be hearing from the leader of WordSeed, Queen Talina Lachelle, later tonight. But in the meantime, I have a great performer for y'all. Y'all gonna love him because I love him. Give a warm round of applause for my man, Jason Lee.
Day by day?
You know, every time I come up here with such just amazing artistry, you know, I always feel like, you know, I'm in the deep end of the pool. You know, shout out to, as they said, all the artists that preceded me and the artists that will come up after me. And it's really funny, right? Because, you know, I'm up in front of all of you people and, you know, and it's like you are sitting there and it's like, right? And it's funny as a performer, you know, you would never guess, like I come up here and my anxiety is here right now. You know, I mean, some of you may remember it's like, you know, danger real wild. I'm saying danger. And it's just, you know, but I appreciate you guys, right? Because, you know, if you weren't here, I would have, I'd have something to do. I'd be home drinking bourbon and smoking cigars. So, I mean, but, you know, this is a healthy alternative to that, right? You know, so, you know, shout out to Jacquair, shout out to just everybody. You know, we got the amazing Dr. Helena D. Lewis in the building. Danger, of course. We got the queen of the city, Talina Lachelle. right now. We had the candidate for, is it council at large, Casey Melvin was in it. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the queen of the city. I gotta acknowledge the queen of my heart, man. My wife is in the building. Yeah, that's mine right there. Yeah, I own you and you own me. Yeah, I'll kill everybody up in here about your ass. Please understand that. About the way I love you, Sharon Moody. I'll kill everybody up in here. The way she rescued and changed my life. Y'all will get that in a minute. Keep scrolling. Yeah. But anyway, it is National Poetry Month, and it's a great time of year. But poetry is just not a month. It really is. It's a journey. It's a season, man, and I'm glad to be a part of it. But today is the 30th, tomorrow's the 1st, man, and we are entering into, National Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't know if y'all knew that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those of us that fighting the battle and winning the war on mental health issues. Because I know I look as stable as they come right now. Right? The jury is still out on that one. But I do believe that we should all go home and create a poem called Self-Disclosure. Because we all have those dark areas of our lives that daily go unchecked, that deserve maximum exposure. So I'll go first. Step out on faith with the hopes that my transparency somehow frees me. Or at least those of you here today will find liberty as I uncover the complexities of my emotional ambiguity. Now, even though I eat my vegetables, take my vitamins, and say my prayers, I swear, I'm finding it hard to keep up with the pace when life continually punches me in my face and makes me feel like I'm running out of time. I mean, I have 2 daughters, 1 son, and a grandson. And although my kids are grown and my grandson is the cutest puppy you will ever see in your life, in unity, they all depend on me to be a pillar of stability. But some days, my foundation gets weak. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm really not, because I really don't have more than others would dream. But it seems what's left on the docket and what's left on the dial just doesn't add up. And anxiety shows up daily and whispers, you're not going to make it because you are running out of time. Speaking of which, it seems only one way my mental handles my anxiety nowadays, and that's to lay in my wife's arms in the haze and cry like a baby until I fall asleep. But when I'm with her, the earth stands still. She holds me tight and says, baby, don't worry about it. The money gonna come and you gonna pay that bill. And I'll be like, hey! And I wonder if my hunger is enough to keep us from going under, or is the rest of my life going to be a snapshot of the 90s? And all of this will just be another opportunity that I blundered. Big said it best. Word to mother, I'm dangerous. Crazier than a bag of fucking angel dust. Now here's the issue. I'm twisted, I'm gifted, and I'm talented. And because of that reason, most of my contemporaries can't handle it. Because the way I view the world and how my mind processes makes me feel like the Manchurian candidate. Post-traumatic, Now, I know it's not the hot topic to render a piece that's primarily biopic because most people would much rather I be culturally conscious or more philosophic in my creative process. To you I say, I'm running out of time. To you I say, I'm running out of time. See, I don't know about you, but I know I'm living on borrowed time, and at some point I have to return it. I just want the legacy associated with me that when I step out of time into eternity, all of the applause, I want to feel like I earned it. So I need somebody here. Now, I don't know if you know, but I've been to the mountain and I've seen the mountaintop. But I struggle to get there because the bag of self-doubt and insecurity are much too heavy to climb that high with. So I need somebody here to tell me it's okay with not being okay. Okay. I need for one of y'all to teach me what exactly is it that you pray when you say, when you want to crawl in a ball and just pray, the day will go away. So I ask you here today, do you ever feel like you're running out of time? You know, and it's you know.
Let's not talk mascara back here.
And I'm just.
All right.
Excuse me, but I just need to say it. Fuck!
Yes. Yeah. Right.
And I'm just emotional. That's it. I'm just emotional. You know, I'm just emotional. Let's say it. Anyway, I'm gonna get out your way if it's okay if I can just, you know.
Take up space, King.
Huh?
Take up space, you good.
Nah, yeah, I'm not like y'all, man. I ain't got a catalog, you know what I'm saying? One poem and I worked on it for like 3 years. I can't do it like y'all do it, man. One poem and I just go over it and over it and over it. You know, because it's me. You know, and that's what makes poetry so amazing. That, you know, it's so diverse from political unrest to political uprising to drug addiction to mental health. It just gets better and better. Look at this.
Can we hear it on stage? Please?
It's like that. It's like that. It's like that.
I got the tissues.
We was coming, I was like, you know, I went in the, what do you call that thing where you got linen and stuff? What do you call it? Linen closet. I went in the closet, let me get the blue one. That's pretty, that's thick. That's gonna take up a lot of, you know. But, again, you know, tomorrow starts Mental Health Awareness Month. And, you know, I'm 54 years old, and I gotta be honest, like, I got problems. You know what I'm saying? And I got problems. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? You know, back from when my brother died and my sister died and then my other sister died, my first child died, and you know what I'm saying? I just got shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. And but yeah, I would really love to blame my former use of alcohol and crack cocaine that seems to cause the wreck of a train in the deep recesses of my brain. But the fact of the matter is, I'm unstable. I don't know how it factors in, but I did lose 2 sisters, 1 brother, and only me and God know how many others that got caught in the crossfire of life that never had a chance to run for cover. See, I want to say I'm over it and I'm doing fine. This type of stuff happens in the hood all the time, but why did he have to take mine? See, that kind of heartbreak is on some next level stuff. Why then? So I detach myself emotionally to keep people from getting close to me, because if I do, I will be exposed for not being as level-headed as they supposed to me. Now, to many, I know it's trendy to recite about the pale face that is worn by the enemy, but my energy must be redirected to make sure the Incredible Hulk remains Bill Bixby. See, I'm unstable and truly believe it started shortly after the cradle, when my mother said I would never be able to be good enough for anybody, no matter what I bring to the table. See, my mind sometimes be playing tricks on me. So against my will, on many days, I'm forced to take these fucking pills called bupropion that's supposed to make me chill, but all they do is suppress the pain, disappointment, and sense of loss I feel, and don't do shit. I said, on many days, against my will, I'm supposed to take these pills that supposed to make me chill, but all they do is suppress the pain, disappointment, and sense of loss I feel, and don't do shit. See you in a minute, okay? Is that all right? See you in 1 minute. I intentionally walk around with an earbud in my ear so people won't be clear whether I'm actually talking to somebody or is there somebody actually on the other end of here. See, I've become so numb to the pain because God ain't acting quick enough to wipe away the pain. And I've become quick to cock the finger of blame and telling God to his face, yo man, all of this is your fault. I'm unstable because my people are dying. And I'm tired of crying because the institutions that are buying body bags wholesale continually are hiring. And all we're asking them to do is consider that we have a family to look after and just stop firing. See, I'm unstable, but I said I'm unstable, but I'm gonna take my seat right now. This type of poem always causes me to break down. And I do enough of that at home by myself, and I don't need for y'all to be around. But before I go, I will say this, that when we graced the stage and some of you were sitting out there with your nose tooted up because we ain't your fucking fame, please be kind. because this is the only form of healing some of us will ever find. And although it may seem that our talent is a part of some creative and poetic scheme, what you will never see is our eyes pinned to the skies, asking the divine to deliver us from this diabolical dream and help us to realign. Because it really is a gift and a curse when we share with you our poetic mind, which is what makes me unstable. I really appreciate that, but my anxiety is still dangerous. Anybody remember that Austin Space? Y'all got hand went up a little too quick. I've been around, dog. I've been around. I know that show. All right, I'm gonna go this. I'm trying to lighten things up, man. But I'm the poet. Wakir and Rashad and Helena and Talina, and I really wish I could write those poems that talk about unrest and politics and stuff like that. It just ain't never been me. I'm a cathartic poet, you know what I'm saying? I come up here and this is an opportunity for me to just dump on all of y'all and keep me from going out there and, just doing something that I'll regret. So I appreciate y'all for being here, man. I do. I really, really do. Talina, she on some new stuff now. She's a promoter on steroids now. You know what I'm saying? She put up a post, not just for me, for a couple of other people. She was like on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, yo, you need to be down there, dog. She didn't, of course, she don't talk about that like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know how she get up there. Hey, this is Talina Little Queen. But anyway, I'm gonna get out your way. But again, I appreciate y'all. But she's a mixture of a melanin magical elixir. And through the annals of time in our hearts and mind, her strength, courage, and perseverance should remain a permanent fixture. She embodies the beauty of a violin. As the sundress she purchased from the Rainbow Shop makes melodies vibrating along the form-fitting, well-conceived, form-fitting Ashley Stewart undergarments that she wears, and given the opportunity, I would pluck every one of her strings with a wet finger. Our libido is set ablaze when we gaze at a smile that continues to amaze when she walks into a room and lights it all the way up like she's the star on stage. She unconsciously captivates as her upper lip curls when she slurs certain words. And as men, we salivate as our brains saturate with thoughts that intoxicate, of rolling her up with our tongue and smoking her like the high-grade hybrid indigo that makes all things all better, baby. However, you will notice on occasion when attempting to make her point, her head will wobble like a dashboard bobble, balancing on a stick. And when I'm trying to handle my business and I need her to sit, all that mouthing off she does just won't quit. Especially when she think I'm acting shady. She ain't got no problem with getting lit, going classy, bougie, and ratchet and start popping off that slick. She's a black woman. Now, to fertilize that seed, her mama and daddy had to crossbreed. So she's mixed with a touch of style, a pinch of pizzazz, and a whole lot of don't make me bust your ass if you and I got the clash. She's a black woman. Now, to the naked eye, I know she's talented, although it may seem. But you try blowing at her too many times when that light goes from red to green, she'll put that car in park and turn that intersection into a crime scene. She's a black woman. So to many men, that makes her complicated. That's because way before COVID hit, she became immune to the foolishness brother started feeding her. So before the pandemic hit, she had already been vaccinated. She's a black woman. She is the definition of get your weight up. Gives new meaning to dinner's ready, baby, time to eat it. Come fill your plate up. And just the smell of it makes me want to later give her the codes, the keys to everything I own and never change her. Do whatever I can as a man to make her the queen of our own reign. Because we were Wakanda and by your side forever will I stand. Because you are my beautiful women. Signed, sincerely yours, committed black man.
That was the Jason Moody, I'll repeat, the Jason Moody. We have had legends hit the stage and we're gonna have more on this stage. Right now, we have two amazing features, but right before you hear from the headliners of the night, I'm going to call up Jersey City's current poet laureate. That's right, okay, we don't need that happening. We don't need that happening when Rescue come up here, okay, speaker? Okay. Now let me hear it loud and clear for Rescue. Give her a round of applause.
Starts deep within, a little tap of the foot, a little shimmy of the shoulder and the hips, and moving. Movimiento es el idioma del cuerpo. Music is the universal language, and the universal equalizer that brings us here and there and everywhere, trips around the world and the moon and the sun all at once, and it feels good. Any floor is a dance floor. Any space that I can move just a little bit, I'm going to take it. Movimiento es el idioma del cuerpo. Aquí, allá, pa'lante, pa' afuera, pa' atrás. There's the salsa in each of us. The merengue, the bachata, the bomba y plena, that dance that comes from our roots, starts within. And it moves deep. Movimiento, movimiento. Even the word sounds rhythmic. Movimiento. Thank you. This next piece is called Heirloom. Twisting and stretching, eyes closed, squeezing away the stiffness that found its way and its home at the base of my spine, chest tightened. My mind yet again roamed to words that stuck. Prickly barbs from prickly mouths, speaking on things that they know nothing about. It felt like an old argument that didn't want to rest. It wedged deeply in the folds of my flesh under the premise and the guise of knowing best. Expectation that I should leave myself at the door, open to the cruelties of traditions, accepted as normal. Open to the cruelties of traditions accepted as normal, misogyny, violence, degradation, without even knowing what those things meant. And then there was the belief that what I wanted, what I needed, only had value in the space of growing up in a hurry. Suddenly, I was visible. After being locked away in closets for so many years in the dark, a lily that couldn't grow in the drought. Suddenly flashed with glare and harsh and sun and light, and that wasn't the best part. And yet those seeds took hold, as traditions once told, from mother to daughter, to daughter, to daughter, to daughter. There's heirloom seeds that once took root and took the earth and made it its own. Stripped the earth of everything because it didn't know any other way. And once I realized that those seeds needed to crack, that earth needed to grow, and that flower needed to die, and those trees folded in on themselves to prepare for the next growth. And then as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, that it all becomes clear that those seeds are new. My needs are new. Those heirlooms left back then are created now. New seeds, new needs, new growth, new traditions. Thank you.
Thank you, Rescue. Do you want to give them any information on how to support the party?
Yes, so I am Vice President of WordSeed Inc., so you can follow WordSeed Inc. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, Rescue Poetics. And yeah, I look forward to getting to see all of these beautiful faces at the Paterson Poetry Festival in October. I said it, Paterson Poetry Festival, October 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're there.
Thank you, Rescue. We're about to take a 10-minute intermission. It's only an intermission in title. What's actually going to happen is you're going to walk out these doors and you're going to buy one of those shirts for a Paterson Poetry Festival. Feel free to support, get some water, and don't forget we have our fundraiser on May 21st, and that will be at the Garrett Mountain Boathouse.
Because I don't know about y'all, but it's been a rough 2 years, and I'm just glad to still be standing, all right?
I don't think the mic's on.
There's a switch on it.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Okay, great. Oh, it doesn't go far. Oh, what?
Sorry.
Yeah. To the people on the left, to the people on the right, to the people in the back. Yo, make some noise. Yo, make some. This is a great time to ask people to make noise because half of them is eating. The other half is like, must I clap? Let me see what I can get out of y'all. Okay. Make some noise. Yo, make some noise. Yo, make some noise. Yo, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I've long since sold my soul to sing songs of better days. And the promise is promised by this microphone has left me alone, confused and dazed. Faded over time, like the media's interest in hating. There was no pot of gold, where a tour or contract at the end of my last poetry slam. Just bragging rights, hard work, $15, and the unwanted admiration of haters whose names I have long since forgotten. There is so much more to this than this mic, this room, this venue, and I hope, oh Lord knows I hope, I wish long enough to tell you all you needed to know to grow, but 2 decades and 2 years into the visits of this, I am still in search of me. And every time I think I got this figured out, something throws me for a rope. I guess that's the price you pay when you sell your soul, let your eggs get old and dare to walk around with no ring on this finger. But that's my bed, and I don't mind sleeping in it. I just wish being a performer came with an instruction manual, how to save the world with your art. Subtitle, chapbooks won't pay your rent. 4 years ago, I made Father Time my concubine. With a gentle kiss, our half-boy sells fools to confuse those amused with the mistress of time. Changing ticks into toxin, toxin to ticks. I ticked my way back before God knew he was God and whispered in his ear, let there be light. But unlike him, I had no time for rest on the seventh day. For I was 7 months pregnant with the future, breastfeeding 7 baby New Years. It was 7,000 years before I knew the meaning of the word rest, and that was only for 7 seconds. Destiny, hope, and faith were the first 3 born onto me. However, my 4th child forever died shortly after birth, and she is the reason why nothing lasts forever except for the ticking of time. So you, sorry on the mic, and I caught your eye, and now you want to take me home? Take a number. See, I'm no easy lay, no one-night stand, no hoochie on a mission. Therefore, it takes more to impress me than that. How to be a player. Old school Dolomite. Flashbacks to Billy D. Williams and Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany Madness. As far as that fucking is concerned, I can easily stick my finger in my cooch or purchase a dildo to be used at my convenience. So what I'm saying is, what can you do for me? Okay, I can't sing, but that is not the point. The point is, what can you do for me besides a one-night stand? And don't give me that I can, love you like you've never been loved before, because I have a dog. And although I forget to feed him periodically, he still loves me unconditionally. And all I got to do is rub his stomach. How y'all doing? One more. Long. After my death, I want someone to speak my words with pride. Use my chapbook and CD as a guide to help slide them through the sliding indifference of humanity. I was born female and black, 2 strikes against me, yet I'm prevailing, non-existent, surviving, surpassing jokers, plotting, convinced they could steal my jewelry, name me toy with capitalism breathing down my back. I am the queen of swords. Do you recognize me? Fighting for the have-nots, telling the knots in my stomach, no weapon forged against me shall prosper, for I am filled with the courage of women who jumped ship before the completion of the middle passage. Like them, I'd rather die than be a slave, or stop fighting for the American dream, not promised to me, but whispered on winds by lynching men on trees, all black like me, see? It does not come off the color of my skin, which links me to my kin. Their pain still stains the birth of this nation, mocked in the birth of a nation, and manifests in 2 forms, still separate, still unequal, 2 times 1,000 reasons why James Byrd was dragged and Amadou shot, not once, but 41 times. I'm worse than bubonic plague. When I'm enraged, my anger can't be caged. The devil comes to me for advice. And I'm quick to charge in cash. Jack circle the world 3 times, make 3rd world countries urban by sipping bourbon in my suburban. And I'm not advocating drinking and driving. I'm just saying, sometimes you need a drink to keep from shooting somebody. Like these pseudo-revolutionaries can't get off my high horse because I'm too high on myself, thinking they know what poetry is and what poetry is not. All because they took a class in college where they can keep their kudos, accolades, and fake smiles. I don't need them because the doors they walk through, I kick down, starting at bogeys. Now I'm internationally known. I have 3 one-person shows, and this ain't about boasting and bragging. It's about thinking outside of the box. Reason why most of y'all poets content with staying local instead of going global. I was mad. Well, I'm a woman of a certain age. And sometimes you just don't know when it's going to happen. And I'm not complaining. I'm just glad I lived long enough to experience this, because some people I know, they didn't make it past 21. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I'm rock. I'm still HDL from the block. Used to have a little, and guess what? I'm still BROK. I guess life got too hard for him, so he checked out. Refusing medicine he knew he needed, he chose to die. But now that I think about it, no one goes until God calls your number, so I guess it was time for him to check out. And all I can do is think about the he that was him before the drugs, before the alcohol, when he was my cool older brother, the one in the army who played the sax, who took me to skate at Twin City, and I'm missing him.
That's it right there.
The he that was him before the drugs, before the alcohol, he was the man I went to for help, not to add came home broken, begging for food, who took refuge in our mother's basement when we could not trust him upstairs after he could all that he could carry. But he was still my brother. And as my youthful eye went from being happy to see him to pretending I did not know him when we would meet by accident on the street. 4 years went by before I saw him once, and I saw him twice afterwards before he died. But today, for some strange reason, I can't get him out my mind. It's like he's standing next to me, making me remember. I'm crying as I write these lines, but I didn't at his funeral. And that was 3 years ago. I guess it's time for the pain to come out. I said, I guess it's time for the pain to come out because I still don't understand. I still don't understand why drugs were more important to him than us. And even though he grew up to be a bum and I refused to collect phone calls from prison, I was so proud of him. The first time he came out of detox and spent 30 days in the VA, I brought him the first new pair of sneakers he had in years, the same pair he wore when he relapsed 2 days later, the same pair he wore when he kicked down the back door, the same pair he wore when he stole my cell phone, the same pair he wore when he climbed through the back window, the same pair he wore when he took my rent money, the same pair he wore when I would pretend I did not know him like he wasn't kin. But how does one tell the world your family ain't perfect? Never was, and never will be. And now that I've outlived 3 siblings, 2 brothers, 1 sister, 1 to drugs, 1 to AIDS, 1 to a brain tumor, smiling is hard. And holidays, even harder. But if I could rewind the sound cues of our bickering to spend 1 minute with each of them, I'll take it and cherish it to tell the 3 of them, and especially my brother E, what I never said when he was here, when they were here. I love you. I said it before. I never let the mind match time, you know what, but it's fighting me to rhyme. I can't hold it back. I'm looking for the line, taking off my coat. I'm clearing my throat. 19 years old. Looking like you are 99. Runaway child, where is your youth? You trick to cop, you cop to use. You spend your days in nights in blowjob chokeholds. Where is the mother you call B-I-T-C-H and the father you never met? They should be killed for conceiving you, then discarding you. Your life is not concerned with the ticking of time, just your next high. Every time you sell your body, you tongue-kiss death, your face already bears the marks of a life gone wrong. You've been raped, scarred, and cut for the sake of drugs and alcohol. And the father of your DCP and P child is 35 years your senior with a wife, 3 girlfriends, and 2 kids. The only thing he ever did for you was offer you cash for sexual favors, but in your eyes, I can tell. In fact, I know you want more than the title of prostitute. But your life has been nothing more than a downward spiral from hell. You were 8 years old the first time your virginity was taken. You can barely read or write. You've already OD'd twice. And I can chart a trip around the world with the track marks on your arms. I know why you don't believe or trust, but you can't up and down your pain with coke, dope, sticks, and pills. Because when you come out that high, out that nod, the pain within is still there. And you're off to the races to get off of E. You don't even know how many men you've been with, but this month you got the number at 50 plus or minus 5. How long? How long do you think you can go on this way before someone puts a 380 to your dome to take what you are selling for free and your life? 3 a.m. on the corner of Sherman and Hawthorne is no place for a young lady to be, but I find you there, often, 3 blocks away from where the other girls were found dead, throat slashed by some madman. And I thank the one I call God for allowing you to struggle through another day. But I find no courage in the fact that your life is not important to you. So I try to think of the perfect thing to say to inspire a soul. Already did, but I can't. So I'll offer you a sandwich and something warm to drink. Your first meal in 3 days. You smell like urine. But I give you a hug. And then a car passes. I lose your attention to your addiction. You get in. You don't say goodbye or thank you. And I wonder when you was little, did you dream? Did you dream of being a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse? Did you have a favorite color or a favorite toy? But what I wonder most of all is, will I see you again? I tell you, you need to be careful. I tell you, this is where you can find me at. I tell you, when you get ready to go on the detox, I'll be there for you. And you get into the car, and you don't say goodbye. And all I could think of, is, will I see you again? I'm a social worker, underpaid, a lot of student loans, all that jazz. Any other social workers out here? It was just me. I was like, Darren, I'm going to save the world. Now I got to sell a kidney and an ovary to pay these student loans off. So I don't know what the administration is doing. I hope that they cut us loose or something. I don't know. What y'all doing with these cameras? Because I got to ask some questions. Because who you videotaping for?
YouTube.
What, huh?
For WordSeed.
For who?
WordSeed.
Okay, I'm just checking because one time I did a whole show. Let me tell you how trifling some people are, right? They took the recording of me performing and put it online to sell. I said, can I get a copy of me performing? It was like, oh no, you have to pay $25. How do you know I'm deceased instances? I can tell y'all some stories. Then had the audacity, I'm not picking with y'all because I know y'all wouldn't do me like that. Had the audacity, right, to put me in the Whitley Museum. You're not doing your job because I know you can't see me. And I was on display for all to see, but I just got to ask some questions because I'm nosy like that. So, a friend of mine is a high school teacher or whatever it is that he calls himself doing when he goes to school. And he said, one of his students came to him and said, my mother has a bunch of those big black CDs. And he was like, what do you mean big black CDs? Like a CD is about this big. And he was like, no, it's the really big, in like a cardboard box and got a little hole in it. And he was like, you idiot, that's a record. So I guess what I'm saying is there anybody in here besides me who knows what a CD is? Yeah. Is there anyone here besides me who still has the means to play a CD? Okay, raise your hand, keep it up. Let me see. So I was cleaning up because I was all excited because Queen was like, oh, come and feature today. And when I was like looking for my combs, I found all these old poetry CDs. I used to travel around the country with and sell. But today you can have them for free. But you gotta keep it, you like to have one? Of course, I love your hair. You can have one. There you go. Thank you. I saw you got one. Here you go. This is what you say? I got 2 more. Let's fight to the death. I might have some more in fact. So if you have the one that happens to have me wearing a mask, I was very angry. That's my first CD, and I was going through a lot, and clearly I'm still going through a lot. Okay. If you happen to get one, you don't like it, please don't come to me afterwards saying the shirt don't fit. Can I have another one? I mean, it's a free shirt. job because of COVID-19. You know, before COVID, you can say hello to somebody. But how you doing, child? Then when you start to sneeze, it's like, bitch. What you doing, son? I gotta remind myself to stay up here. Okay. Imagine the worst smell you ever smelled. Are y'all imagining that? Multiply that by 10. Homeboy's breath was so bad I could smell it through his cheeks. The odor singed my nose hairs and cleared my nasal passages of mucus. I was in a no-win situation. He did purchase one of my CDs, but how do you tell someone you barely know their breath has more kicks than Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Water break, hold on. This is really tired I will. His breath has more kicks than Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. In an effort to be kind, instead of speaking my mind, I offered him a stick of gum and he declined. Oblivious to the fact that his breath combined with a match to set the whole world on fire. So I said, hey, are you sure you don't want a piece of gum? And when he said no for the second time, I did not get upset. I just decided it would be in my best interest not to inhale as he exhaled. So I cut the conversation short, pretending someone across the room was calling me, thinking he would catch the hit and let his sister be, but he didn't. He followed me across the room like a predator after prey, like a fat man after a sandwich, like R. Kelly after a 12-year-old. Yeah, I said it. Asking me questions about my poetry, the motivation for my free verse, and he kept using words that began with the letter H like and then he said he would hate to be the victim of one of my poems. Well, I guess he could not read mine. He had no idea I was already mentally composing these lines, preparing to do verbal combat with his breath and whatever had crawled up inside his body and died. I swear, it was like he had been eating shit on a stick with a side order of toxic waste every day of his life since birth. My eyes began to tear. My eyelashes actually curled in an attempt to get out of range. And then it happened. Something so hideous, it would make the devil say, mama. A stray piece of spit torpedoed from his mouth and landed on my forehead. And all I can do was think about that movie scene from the movie Outbreak when dude sneezed and killed the whole town. If only I had read the movie The Matrix just one more time, then maybe I could have dodged it. And that was the straw that broke this poet's back. I had to say what I was thinking. I had to say what I was feeling. I had to say, Colgate, Ultra-Bright, AIM, Gleam, Liquid Plumber, Tide of Bleach, my brother. Don't you know brushing your teeth combined with prescription Tic Tacs can help you? Please give Touch Control a try and take this stick of gum and get out of my face. A friend of mine, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a poet. He was like, yo, HGL, let me tell you, I was talking to this guy, and I could smell his breath through the match. And he was like, all I could think about was, your poems stink breath. So I was like, yo, his breath was like that? Like maybe he can't get to the dentist because it's COVID-19, right? But I was like, if you can smell it through the mask and stuff, I was like, was you wearing a mask? He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, that's foul. You know, so I just felt like sharing. I haven't smelled anybody's breath since I've been in here, but not like I've been trying to smell people's breath on purpose, because you might walk away and get something you can't get rid of too fast. But I just felt like sharing. Thanks for listening. My mother, it's Mother's Day. It's coming up. Where did Mother's Day? Happy Mother's Day to y'all. Happy Mother's Day. I lost my mother a couple of years ago. Oh my God, I lost her in 2011. Like, when they talk about grief and loss and unexpected loss, like this is like, she came home from church, she wasn't feeling well. My father woke me up. I was doing CPR on her until the ambulance got there. And I think because I'm a social worker, I wasn't processing what was going on. It was like, go outside, get the ambulance. I was like 1001. Like I knew it was my mother, but I went into work mode. And it wasn't until maybe a couple of months later that I woke up and I was like, damn, my mom's is not here. Like, who is going to be cracking on me? Who's going to make the potato salad? Who's going to be cooking? And it was all the little things that I took for granted that I missed the most. So if you are still lucky to have your mother and your father in your life, you better say their names and make sure that you share with every time you have with them. What I would do to just have her say one more time, girl, I don't like your hair like that. Why don't you get a perm? Don't be cracking on my natural hair choices, mama. Okay, how about that? So I wrote a play. It's called Shenanigans. That's my third one-person show. Some of y'all got t-shirts. Most of y'all didn't. I don't feel bad if you didn't get one because it was free. Okay, so you can get them outside and like maybe attack them and then take the t-shirt. So, you get that felony conviction if you want, but whatever. So in my mind, I see my mama on a cloud talking junk to Jesus. So I'm just going to share this monologue. I don't remember it because I haven't done it since before COVID, so just bear with me. He's like, I'm so not impressed that I have to stand here with this camera. Who made you videotape today? You don't know? What's your name?
Mozart.
Mozart?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that name is flyers. Who named this man Mozart? Who do you know in here? Yo, good name, Dad. Good name. Now, my mother, just imagine a little old lady just bend over on a cloud, kind of like lean to the side, like she's always judging people. Like, that's my mom. She's, okay. Jesus, no pun intended, nice to meet you. I read all about you in the Bible. And might I say, when I was a younger woman, I was very impressed with that water to wine thing. My name is Helen Lewis. I've been here for about 3 hours now. Woo, that light is mighty bright. It flashes every time you get a new person in for intake. Well, ain't that interesting? Well, mainly because it's not in the Bible. But if it's good enough for you, well, then it's good enough for me. I guess I'm adjusting as well as one can be, considering I wasn't planning on waking up here. Oh no, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to heaven. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I've been saved for quite some time now. But you knew that because you're Jesus. 79. 79 seems to be the number to transition to glory to God and my family. My mother was called home when she was 79. My grandmother was called home when she was 79. And I'm about to be 80. So I thought 79 wasn't going to be my number. But that's how the good Lord works. But you know that because you're Jesus. Well, I've been managing to keep busy since I got through them there pearly gates. I got my cloud assignment, reunited with my sisters, my brother, and my mother. I found my 2 sons and my daughter Puddin', and I joined Angels for Obama. I also made me some potato salad. Oh, sure, you can have some, but you got to wash your hands first, Jesus. I don't care who you think you are, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, Yahweh. You will go in that holy bathroom and you will wash our holy hands if you plan to eat any of my potato salad. Now that's a good Jesus. Now, I've been keeping my eye on my youngest down there. Look at her. I see you. Did you say your grace? Well, I didn't hear it. Listen, Jesus. What you do on your cloud is fine, but on Mama Helen's cloud, we say grace before we eat anything. Now that's a good Jesus. Like I was saying, look at my youngest down there. Poor thing, acting like she don't know what to do. Helena! 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 She can't hear me, huh? What can I knock something over? Maybe my picture or something, or make the radio station play my favorite song. Order my steps in your world, dear Lord. Order my steps in your world. If my baby hears that, she would know it's me, Jesus. She would know I'm still here watching over her. No, Jesus, I'm not trying to haunt her. I'm an angel, not a ghost. You see these wings? I just want her to know she is not alone. Well, I guess I'm going to have to go over your head and let me speak to your father. It doesn't work that way. What is this you're trying to hand me? 4,226. I'm number 4,226. Let me see if I understand what's going on up in here in heaven. When you have an issue and you want to meet with God, your Father, you have to get an angel issue ticket and wait your turn. Well, I just want to let her know I'm okay. I'm not trying to order deli meat. By the way, that stuff is not good for you. High in salt and fat. Listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your business or anything like that, but I just need her to know that I'm still here. I trained her for this. I've been training her for this since the doctor told me my heart wasn't right. But you know, a mother's job is never done. And if I can just speak to your father just a little bit sooner, like maybe now. Well then, you can stop eating my potato salad and put down that fork. So, and for my last poem, because I don't know how much time I got, I'm good. Oh, you know what? That's how people get in trouble, talking about something you good. Next thing you know, you getting a shot of penicillin. Oh, excuse me. I had to tell one of my clients who got released from prison the other day. Now, check this out, right? I'm not telling her business. This is a confidential sort of kind of story. I'm just generalizing. Formerly incarcerated, they have done their time. Whatever they have done, you know, I can't judge them. That's between them and their God and their understanding. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that if you lock somebody up for like 10, 15 years and then they come out, give them a chance to do something different. And of course, I can't find a poem. So let me do another one. During the pandemic, I was on the front lines, and I kept saying the same thing. When they were talking about the deli workers are essential workers, and they gotta go to work. They was like, but the deli workers, I ain't cleaning that up. The deli workers are gonna lose their jobs if they don't go to work. The bus drivers, all of a sudden everybody was an essential worker. So I have some thoughts, and I put it on this here paper here. Oh, now you're making me feel bad because you brought the tissue. It's just water. But come on and give it to me before I electrocute myself. Because what is this, the Paterson Museum? If I hypothetically, Paterson Museum person, waste water on your floor and accidentally then electrocute myself, does your insurance policy cover that? And she said it's fine. Okay. Look at that. There you go. Thank you. I mean, it really is not that much. See, but my ADHD is not going to let me do that. I got two men up here wiping the floor. One got on yellow, one got on red. He's the father of the man over there with the cat. I don't know. In the uncertainties of our tomorrows, I am fed with mixed messages of hope. I have no confidant to share my concerns or sorrows, so I close my eyes to speak to me, myself, and I, balancing the necessity of my essentialness for being taken permanently from my family. If COVID wins and brings me home to break bread with my ancestors, will my headstone read, essential worker? Who will console my 91-year-old father? Will I finally be free of these student loans? Who will be brave enough to call me sacrificial instead of essential? Who will remember my name or that I could not stay home? Because it was not a luxury that was afforded to me. Because working from home means nothing to cashiers, to bus drivers, to home health aides, to Uber drivers, to corner store bodegas, to meat plant workers, to first responders, to necks on the knees at the 8 minutes and 46 seconds, to mothers with no food for their children, to those who lay their heads at night under bridges, on sidewalks and shelters, winter, spring, summer, and fall. We keep falling short of our humanity. What does one say to a child without an address, without a home, with no lights, no heat, no Wi-Fi to upload that next school assignment? Shh. Do you hear that? Somewhere in the Atlantic, a plastic bottle is still not decomposing. Unlike the 1 million and counting individuals who can no longer inhale and exhale their way into better days, some of whom, like me, could not work from home in the comfort of safety with money for takeout and deliveries. Question why? Question why were the hundreds of thousands of working poor not considered essential until now? The paychecks to paychecks folks, the minimum wage, working 3 jobs and still can't make ends meet folks, dreaming of the American dream found hidden in tax codes, redlining, institutionalized practices, and the culture of ignorance that forced most of us to be indentured to an uncaring system where justice is not blind. It's just another noun for unfair. Can you hear me now? My mom was one of those old school moms. You better be home before the street lights come on. Sit up in church and be still moms. My mother was 5 feet 10, wore size 10 shoes, but she walked like she was 8 feet tall. My mother taught me right from wrong, was abused by my father until my siblings jumped him, beat him with brooms and mops, and he never touched her again. My mother moved from Homestead to New York in the 60s. She didn't want to go, left her sisters, her mother behind because her husband couldn't find work. She must have been so scared. My father left my mother. She got on welfare, went back to school, earned her GED, and went on to nursing school to become an LPN. My mother lived long enough to bury 3 of her children. She told me the worst thing a parent could ever do was outlive their child. My mama was funny, feisty, resourceful, had an ointment or a cream for whatever was bothering you, and she made the best potato salad y'all don't understand. My mother took care of my brother when he was diagnosed with AIDS. My mother used to tease me, say things like, I don't know why you came out so short, and I would reply, how you gonna blame me for your DNA? My mother kicked my other brother out of the house when his drug use escalated and he robbed us blind. My mother loved us all the same. We didn't always have what we wanted, but we always had what we needed. My mama told me she was frying fish when her water broke with me. She said, the doctor said, I see a foot, and she cried out, oh Lord, I'm gonna die. She told me the doctor tried to turn me around but couldn't, so I came out feet first. She said it's the reason why I'm always stepping into trouble. My mother went back to college when I was in high school, worked full time from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and still managed to get up every day and cook me breakfast before school. Grits, 2 eggs, scrambled bacon, toast, hot chocolate, even in the summertime, 2 slices of jelly toast and a glass of Tang. Yum, yum, yum. My mama would look at us and we would all stop what we was doing in fear. My mama was that freaking gangster. My mama added an A to her name, named me Helena. And when I grow up, I want to be just like my mama.
One more time, can I hear for Dr. Helena D. Lewis? That was amazing.
Rashad Wright. Rashad Wright is very special, and there's a lot of very special people in here today. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. Thank you, Heather Garsai, for having this great vision and also for being a great partner for WordSeed Inc. We thank you very much for that. And Jack, thank you. He's back there somewhere. I want to say thank you to Jason Mooney for answering the call. We appreciate you. Jason, you are amazing. I got to introduce some folks too. I want to say thank you to everybody who came up here. Jacqueline is not here, but thank him also. And I want to say thank you to our WordSeed board who is in here. Can I just bring them up here just for a moment? All right. Felicia Capers is a children's author. Where is she? Come on out here somewhere. Felicia, she stepped out for a moment, of course, because I said her name first. Shabri Henry is back there. Her brand is She's Thriving. You see her wearing a She's Thriving t-shirt. She does a writer's retreat in the Poconos. I heard it was going international. I'm going to be on that trip. And so She's Thriving back there. That's Shabri Henry, who is the finance person for WordSeed Inc. Rashad Wright is on our board. Frank Filippelli, who does the logos for everything that matters here in Paterson, including just all of them. Like all of them seem to be from his company, and he is amazing. He also designed the WordSeed logo and our website. Please go to the website, and we are really grateful to have him on our board. Also on our board is Eve, who is in Haiti. He did these events there, and when he came here, we said you should just join us and create art here in New Jersey where you live now. So Eve is also on our board. So we have, where's Rescue? She might not be here still, but Rescue is also on our board, who you saw today. So we have a really fantastic board. It has 3 poet laureates, a Grand Slam champion, masterful artists, and we are trying really hard to just keep bringing you literary arts in the best way that we know how. But it can't even happen without you agreeing to witness it. So we appreciate you for letting us be artists. Thank you for being here. Now, the artists who came before you today, they memorized their work, and I do not do that. So I'm going to grab my phone. And I want to do for you a poem called Water.
I love this one.
What happened? That's all right?
I said I love this one.
Oh, okay.
And
And I love you too. See, the whole board for like good memories. It's working good. It requires something of you, this poem. Thank you, Helena, so much. I saw your face now, and I'm like connected. So this poem requires you to sing with me. Take your deep breath right now so you can feel like you're ready for it. And it's a song you know, right? This is Wade in the Water. Now, I generally separate it from male voices to female voices. Can I just see men in the room? Can you just raise your hand so I can see the number? Oh yeah, we can do this. All right. So, the song goes like this. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. That's the part for the women. Y'all got that, right? Easy, too easy. Now, the brothers, here's what I want to hear you say. God's gonna trouble the water. Can you do that? I always gotta have the men do it like 5 times before we get it right. So now, listen, we're counting on you to hold us up here. You understand? All right, don't disappoint. And we're gonna try it out, and then we're gonna do it. You only have to do it like 3 times in the poem, but we wanna do it right. Yeah? All right. Ladies, join me. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Brothers,
God's gonna trouble the water.
like that. We're gonna do it 2 times just because it felt good. All right, let's try this out. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water.
God's gonna trouble the water.
One more time. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water.
God's gonna trouble the water.
Wade in the water, children, walking on water. Our feet, these feet dancing on rain, causing rain, bringing rain, pour, pour, clean these blue streets, black and blue streets, streets where RIP signs lay, no longer erected, not corrected, allowed to flow like water, waves of water to drown in, to swim in, to wade in the water, walking alongside our brothers, brethren, lift him up. Let him float in waters Jordan, not fall, not lay pierced with bullets, not jailed, not incarcerated. We got to lift him up, sisters. Come on and lift him up, lest we all perish. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water.
God's gonna trouble the water.
And no amount of rain, pouring, drizzling, or otherwise could cleanse us from the sin of nothingness. Watch the children's bodies plank. Bang! 2 this week in Detroit. Bang! 2 this week in Harlem. Bang! 2 this week in Gary. Sale 2 for the price of 1. Going, gone. 1 gone to glory, 1 gone to prison. Bang! 5 in one night at a block party in Paterson. Will we ever tire of gunfire, sisters? Walk on water, reach and save our brethren from drowning. Wade in the water.